Hello there, and welcome to tonight's sleep time story. My name is Tom, and I am the sleep technician on board the Deep Sleep. The Deep Sleep is a specially designed spacecraft floating throughout space, catering for people who need the most relaxing sleep possible. And my job as the sleep technician is to check you in, make sure you're all settled in your specially designed sleep pod. And I will be here if you have any questions. Okay, so welcome on board the Deep Sleep. How was your trip from Earth, by the way? Oh, that's perfect. I remember my first trip, and it was a little bit bumpy. But now I can practically do it in my sleep. Okay, so shall we get you all checked in? Perfect. So I'll just use my computer here to locate your guest file, and we can find out what pod you're staying in this evening. So if you could just tell me your first name, please. Perfect. Okay, so I have your file here now on the screen. So your guest ID number is 326148, and you're staying on deck number 3 in pod number 41. Okay, that's great. So let's just click the necessary documents to say that you've arrived and you're all checked in. Okay, now that you are all checked in, we can make our way to your sleeping pod and get you all settled in. Okay, I'm just going to gently place a couple of electrodes, one on either side of your forehead, just to get some nice readings from your brain. This is just going to show us what's happening inside there when you're sleeping, what sort of brain activity is going on. Then we can use that data to recommend some sleep treatments. Okay, so I'll just start on the left-hand side. It's a little bit sticky, but don't worry, it won't do you any harm, okay? Just hold still, and I'll begin attaching them, okay? Now on this side. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now that we've got the electrodes on, I know it's crazy, isn't it? You can't even feel them once they're on. They're kind of like really small plasters that you might use to cover up a cut or something. So they shouldn't interrupt your sleep at all. You shouldn't feel them, they'll just be working away in the background. So the next test we need to do is just take your blood pressure, and this will just show us how your heart works in the night when it's resting. We can just keep an eye on that. So I have a little blood pressure monitor with me, and then I'm going to place this armband around your arm and then press the button to start the machine, and it just makes a little noise. And once it's finished, it'll tell me your results and sync that into the pod. So just undo this Velcro strap. Place it around your arm there. And then all we do next is just hit the start button. Okay, that's great. I can get this off your arm now. Alrighty, so your heart is looking really good. We've got some nice strong signals. So we can move forward with the next test. What I have here is a infrared thermometer, and all I'm going to do is measure the temperature inside your pod, and as well as the temperature of the pod itself. And this is just so we can sync up the temperature inside the pod. So if it's getting too cold or too hot, we can adjust it to a very comfortable temperature for you. So I'm going to click the thermometer and it'll make a small beep when it's taken the temperature, okay? So I'll start off by taking your temperature. So just hold still. Great, just one more for safety. Perfect. And now I'll just take the temperature of the pod. Perfect. And just to double check. Great. I know you're probably dying to get to sleep. I promise we're nearly finished just setting up the pod for you. There's just a few more tests that we need to get done. So you may have noticed that the pod has some speakers in it, and this can play soothing music, relaxing soundscapes, whatever you like to listen to, if anything at all. But it's also to help us communicate with you, or if you need to speak to someone, you have that capability. So we're just going to do a little hearing test to make sure you can hear in the speakers, okay? So all I'm going to do is just use this device that I have to make some clicking sounds, and they sound like this. I'll just begin on the left hand side and just let me know if you can hear it clearly, okay? Perfect. Perfect. And then the next part of the hearing test is there's another device that we use that just blows a gentle stream of air into each of the speakers, and it feels a little bit like this. So we'll just see if you can feel the sensation of air being blown on your ears, okay? So again, I'll start on the left side here. Perfect. Okay, that's great. Okay, so all of the important tests are now complete. Everything in the pod is working how it should be. All your results are really good, so I'm not expecting to see any problems in the middle of the night. It's all set up for you to enjoy a relaxing sleep experience. And to just sort of finish up, what I'd like to do is use a serum that I have that's designed to be placed under the eyes and around the eye. The crew tend to call this space serum. I'm not sure if you've ever experienced anything like this before, but when you've not slept particularly well the night before, do you ever have like achy eyes? The ache sort of feels like it's at the back of your eyes. Anything at all like that. And sometimes that can make you feel more tired than you actually are, just because the eyes begin to feel heavy and it's quite distracting really. So all I want to do is place a little bit of this serum gently around your eyes, and this, when you wake up, should help to make you feel more revitalized, energetic, and it'll just alleviate those symptoms of the eyes aching, okay? So I'll just grab the serum and begin gently dotting it and dabbing it around your eyes, okay? There we are, all sorted. So, as I say, you shouldn't have any achy eyes in the morning. And that's everything done. I can leave you to settle down into your pod. You've got a really great view of the galaxy out your window there. It's nice and large, so sometimes I find that really relaxing to just stare out into space. Remember, there's no rush to get to sleep. Take your time, get yourself relaxed and comfortable. There's nothing else to do except relax. You can listen to the slow and steady rumble of the spaceship's engines. The gentle vibrations can be quite relaxing and help you to settle down. As as you start to feel your breathing slow down, different parts of the body just settling down for sleep. Of course, if you need anything, there's a little button on the side there that you just push if you need to speak to me. However, I don't see that happening, as you'll probably be asleep very shortly. I hope this has been a relaxing experience for you, and do enjoy your stay on the deep sleep.